Alright guys, so today's vlog is a special vlog. It's one that has me a little bit nervous. It has me forcing me to push myself to extremities that technically I haven't even seen. And I've been through all sorts of things, right? I pushed myself, for the last 13, 14 years, ever since I've started studying humanity, for a premise that I think is very special, very important, not just for me, but for everybody else. Where the journey that I started 13, 14 years ago, has led me to, just extremities. But this certain experience that we're about to take is one that's pushing me to limits that I know I can do, but it's definitely something that has made me think twice. Why? Because it's an experience and it's a country that right now for a lot of people is not considered to be our ally. But because I started this 13, 14 years ago to kind of prove that humanity is really just human, right? That anyone around the world that sounds different, looks different, speaks different, eats different. I mean, where biology and science really just dictates so many different things, but only because we're different around the world, and in which I feel is something extremely beautiful, and I feel is what makes life very interesting, is those differences. But a lot of those times, those differences will conflict, right? Would bring us to a point where we don't really like each other much. How many times do we find each other not being cool, not being nice to those that just are different? They're just not the same as us. They don't talk the same, they don't look the same, they don't eat the same things as us, they come from the other side of the world. And I guess the fear of the unknown can kind of scare us. And so that's why I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and risk it all. And what I was trying to tell you guys is that within the last 13, 14 years, I have risked it all many times, that have, these certain risks have led me to near-death experiences, have led me into poverty, have led me into sacrificing relationships, which I still am doing. I'm still single. Where I've sacrificed family, friends, money, all to kind of prove a point. And I'm making this vlog extremely special and emphasizing in so many key points because it's my life. You guys have to understand that there's so many people that give up their actual life for you and for me. So I decided to come here to the 9/11 memorial, where this event took place and brought the world together. It shook the world in a way that we never thought possible. Why is it that this event is a slightly different than all the other tragedies around the world? That's something you gotta think about. The United States, I know, is a country, but the United States just doesn't represent the United States. The United States represents the world. It represents all languages, all religions, all races, all colors, all foods, basically the world. And that's why this event was slightly different than other tragedies around the world. And that's why I decided to use the 9/11 memorial. That's why I decided to come to New York to start off this very, very special, difficult, challenging vlog. The next, what I think is going to be possibly a 15-part series, is going to be me, Fernando, just me, going into Russia. Right? So just with the word Russia, you already know how many reasons there is for me not to go there, correct? We all understand that Russia is at war with Ukraine. We know that Russia hasn't been on the Allied side during world wars. We understand that, Russia, for a lot of people, is not the country you want to be going into, especially as an American. Now, you understand that my channel, the premise of my channel, is to help us understand that humans around the world, right? And that's any country. I'm talking about people from England, Turkey, Colombia, Venezuela, Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, Canada, Finland, the Netherlands, so on and so forth, are really just other human beings. The people of these countries are other human beings who are just trying to live, just trying to be with their families, trying to work. They themselves are under government as well. They themselves are still under natural laws of the universe. They themselves came into this world through a mother and because of a father as well, right? They themselves are just trying to do what you and I do. And that only because they are not from the same place that you're from does not mean that they are this, scary monster, that they are this strange thing, only because we are afraid of the unknown. That's kind of built into us. It's kind of built into us that we are afraid of what we can't control. We are afraid of the unknown. And only because of that fear, we can't go ahead and think and go straight into thinking that this thing that we can't control and we're afraid of is going to kill us. That's not something that is, of course, it's something to accept. And I totally understand that fear will paralyze you. That fear will put you in a situation to not trust. Will put you in a situation where you want to just go ahead and defend yourself. I think the body has its built mechanism to kind of think twice or 10 times of something you can't control and something that you can't understand. So what do I do? What have I been doing the last 13, 14 years? Is kind of, before I started vlogging, I've been to 22 countries. And what I was doing that whole time was putting myself into situations where I needed to build up the courage to go into something unknown and still have faith and trust in whatever it is in this universe that protects me, and faith and trust and hope in the people that I'm gonna go meet. Now, these other countries that I've been to, have been third world, have been first world, and I've done my studies. And obviously we went to Venezuela. We started with Venezuela this whole vlog, but before that, I went ahead and I risked my life many times. Where, yes, I'm not gonna go ahead and lie that I Fernando, went a little too far in certain times, where it put me in situations that it wasn't the best, and it did lead me to certain events that risked my life. And fortunately, I'm still here. I don't recommend everyone to be doing this. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm putting myself at risk. And because this isn't for everyone, I know that this is for me. I know that this is what I'm meant to do. And what I hope that you are able to get out of this is exactly that. That, hey, the people around the world are just like you and me in a lot of things in our essence, in our heart, in our soul, in our mind, right? They get scared just like us, They love someone just like us. They want to have a family one day just like us. They need to eat. They need to drink. They're a lot like us. And although many people are not able or not willing to risk their life the way I do, I understand that. But at least I want you guys to understand the value that I'm trying to bring to you all, because I'm the one that's risking my life here. I'm the one that at this moment, if you know, I'm betting that once I go to Russia, it's gonna be exactly what I expect. I know the people are gonna be great with me. They're gonna welcome me. They're gonna be beautiful with me. They're gonna want me to embrace their lifestyle. They're gonna want me to embrace their food, you know, their way of life, you know, their sports, right? We're also going, you know, we can't forget that neither. I am also going to do, you know, martial arts over there because I want to use martial arts to understand humanity better. And what better way than, you know, going into a place where it's just known for just fighting and conflict, and something that disciplines you, but at the same time, it's just a beautiful art. You know, we can't forget that. But we do understand that I'm risking it all, right? If let's say, you know, we got to give the benefit of the doubt, because everything has to have a sense of doubt, you know, because nothing ever goes your way. I think I'm gonna go ahead and bet that this is gonna go a lot better than what I expect, and than what any of us expect. Remember, I'm going into Russia, you know, this you know, this foreign country where, you know, people will speak different and they're known for being tough and cold and whatnot. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you that they're not just that, right? You know, they're a country that has a lot more humility than what we think. There's a lot more love than what we think. Let's be real, guys. Here in the United States, we kind of, you know, create something that we feel it's dear to us, or we go into something that we feel is so dear to us, and we feel like everybody needs to do it, because if not, you don't love me, because if not, you don't accept me. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to kind of show you guys that first, here in the United States, there's so much land, and you gotta treat every single human being as if you're going into someone's home. Someone's mind, heart, and soul is something to respect, something to appreciate. It's not something to go ahead and just conquer your flag there. You have to understand, respect is always gonna be that certain word that is gonna be universal, that is gonna apply in every single situation, and is gonna help you go into any country, any home, anything, anywhere, that's gonna allow you to have a better experience with that something that you don't understand, that you don't that puts you in the dark. And that sense of not knowing is hard to control, but you do know that if you at least respect it, you're gonna be able to come out of it with a way better experience than just imposing and forcing other people to accept who you are because you need them to accept you to feel better. And that's not the way to do it. There's a certain way to do it. People are willing to accept you. People are willing to love you. People are willing to sacrifice things for you as long as they feel valued as well with whatever it is that they are doing in life. And so being in the 9/11 Memorial reminds us that there's people in this world from all over the world, right? If you guys didn't notice, names from all over the world. So they came from all kinds of different flags, different foods, different languages, different families. They make up what the 9/11 Memorial is all about. And we need to remember that this is a symbol of unity. This is a symbol of the world coming together for one purpose, and which is harmony, which is acceptance, which is being courageous on anything that scares you. How many people were scared that day that weren't your brother, sister, parents, friends, but were giving up and thinking about you and me to be able to go ahead and live in unity, live in harmony? How many people lost their lives to something so tragic? How many? And at this moment, you know, I'm faced with, you know, such a huge challenge where I don't know what I'm going into. You know, as many Spanish people would say, you know, I'm going into la boca del lobo. You know, I'm going into the wolf's mouth on purpose. And yes, I know what I'm doing. I know the risk that I'm taking. But that's why I'm making sure that in this video that marks something huge in my life, in which I hope that it will also do the same thing for you. I know that I'm risking it all just to prove that the people around the world, that although they may be different, are just like you and me and wish to be with their families, work, love, have, go out there, enjoy life as well, explore, discover, learn, and they're also under certain circumstances that they weren't able to control, in which they hope to be able to progress and go out from. And so I'll go ahead and leave you guys with that. I hope that that you guys are able to find value in this video, because I know that I'm not doing this just for nothing, and I know that this is the hardest challenge I've ever faced in my life. I know that I'm going into someone's home and I may be rejected, and I need to be able to respect that, be able to understand that at this moment, anybody from America seems to be against them. So I need to be very cautious. We need to be very respectful and understand them more than trying to get what I want, right? I need to understand that they're jittery, nervous about someone that may be their enemy. And so I need to make sure that I show them that I'm not there to be their enemy. I'm there to be their friend. I'm there to express and show the world that they are beautiful just as much as we are. And so let's go ahead. I'm about to head to the airport. We're gonna be flying into London, England. Then from England, we're gonna be going to Turkey, going to the city of Istanbul, and then from Istanbul into Moscow, Russia. And this is gonna be one for the books. Definitely gonna be my hardest challenge. To me, this is the peak of challenges for me. This is where it's gonna push me to be the most courageous, the strongest, the wisest. I need to use every single thing possible to make sure that I do this right. And like I said, I'm willing to put money. Well, let's say I'm doing more than that, something a lot more valuable than money. I'm willing to put my life on the line to prove to you guys exactly what we just spoke about, that they are just like you and me, beautiful just like you and me, and you're gonna welcome me better than what we expect. So make sure to like and subscribe. I see you guys next time. Let's go ahead and get this journey off to a good start, and whatever happens. Love you guys.